kind of use that same thing when it comes to life. Cutting off what's old and no longer serving you, because it can end up costing you the whole plant just from a leaf. My name is Kayla Burns Shelton. I say that I am a successful single plant mom. M-A-M-I. Plant mom. This is Peggy. This is Peggy 2. I started my own transplant from one that broke off, so now I'm gonna have 2 of my grandmother's plant, which is really cool. Dinero. I know it's kind of obvious, but it is. This is Pedro, the cactus. This is Kush. Barbara. And then I have 2 other cacti in the kitchen, and they're Kofi and Susie. Oh, and then I have a peace lily in the bathroom, and her name is Darling. So some of them, see, I like to let the names come to me. I don't force names on them. So some are named and some aren't. But we've built our own relationship along the way. So I need to build my relationship with these plants along the way, and their names come to me. So that I can remember them. Because no. My very first plant, and when I say very first plant, I want to say very first plant that I bought, because in reality, this was my very first plant because it was my grandmother's plant, and we have rooted and transplanted different pieces from that one plant that she had when she was living. She's now deceased. So it's been in my family for years. But the first one I bought was my Pathos. And I bought it because, I don't know, it just reminds me of like Black people and Black culture. I feel like a lot of older grandmothers from the older generation, people just in general, if they don't have, they may not have many plants, but they got this one. It's really easy to take care of, it's beautiful, and I just kind of wanted to continue that Blackness tradition of having this plant in my home. Both. I like to decoratively have plants, and then I also like functional plants. And I learned about functional plants. My older sister taught me about functional plants, because before I just was all into the decoration. But then I started to learn a little bit more peace lilies, how they are air purifiers and humidifiers, how certain plants are good just for like the air in terms of, you know, taking out mold and spores and, you know, being antibacterial, and then Venus, you know, having a Venus flytrap so that it can help with the gnats and the different bugs. I don't know specifically how or why, but most people, at least for me, speaking for me being from the South, but I just noticed most people's grandmothers, older generation, they had a lot of plants, shrubbery in their homes, whether they had a garden at one point or just at least something that they grew. And I see that a lot of people are getting back to that because there's a lot more time on your hands, a lot more people are being open to just more natural things in general just because of what's going on health-wise. And I don't know, it's literally just something that I saw and liked. And then when you get your first one, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is something that I have to tend to and care for. Like, I'm going out of town and I'm thinking about my plants like I would a baby or a pet. You know, like, am I gonna water enough? What I'm gonna do in my store supply? Okay, I'm gonna make sure I keep the windows like this. And so it's cool. I don't know why we're inclined to it, but it feels good. learned it's good to talk to your plants, or at least hold conversations around them. Just because the whole oxygen, carbon dioxide, they feed off of it. It's good for you as well. With flowers specifically, when you first get them, if you want them to last long, like actual flowers that won't plant long, snip the ends, put just a little sugar in the water, and clip any leaves that are on the stems. Make sure no leaves actually touch the water, because that's why that mold grows and forms in the vase. So if you clip those leaves, clip the stems so it has like fresh, ends. Put a little sugar in the water. They'll last longer, and actually changing the water every 2 to 3 days to new water. Kind of even the same thing with soil, putting like a little sugar in there. Eggshells are good for protein. Sometimes I do kind of like my own compost. And listening to your plant, like you'll read something and it'll tell you what's good for your plant. It'll tell you what it needs. And then sometimes you'll do all of that and your plant will still be failing. You have to listen to your plant. Your plant may say, hey, your plant likes direct sunlight. And you realize that when you give it a little shaded sunlight, it does better. Because you notice there's sunspots burning like on the leaves. Do listen to your plant more than listen to advice and what people say about plants as a guideline. But when that's not working, listen to what your plant wants, because most of the time it's telling you what it needs. For gardening for food, I think more people should get into that for the health benefits reasons, and just what you understand, I think, about yourself and the earth and how we're more connected than what you realize, and just how you can cultivate something in the time and the patience that you learn cultivating something. For gardening purposes, I think people should, but in terms of just plants around your home, to each his own. Do it if you want to, don't do it if you don't want to, no pressure. You can start with a bamboo, it's super easy. It's literally just like rocks and water. There's like no soil. There's easy maintenance plants if you just want to do something. Cacti, I literally didn't water this cactus for I think half a year and it sprouted a flower. So, just get something that works for you. You don't have to. I don't like to shove anything down anybody's throat, but do what's best for you. But in terms of food gardening, I think that if you try it at least once, you'll like it and it'll be beneficial. And, no one says you gotta grow everything you make, but you eat kale or maybe you eat broccoli, you can grow that. You use tomatoes, you can do that. You use any type of herb, basil, whatever, you can grow little pieces of that. It doesn't have to be that difficult, just to knock 1 or 2 things off your list that you know are healthy and grown respectively because you grew